Hello and welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a few weeks now. I don't think it's been a month yet, but it's probably getting close. So good chance it's probably been a month since we had the last video. And I already filmed this video once, then found out there's a whole mess of things with the microphone I was using and then connected to a phone. And then there's something else with that microphone picking up sounds that shouldn't, frequencies from like Wi-Fi and crap. That was like insane. Finally got all that figured out, and now it's been however long. I think it's been like 3 weeks now since I originally filmed this video. Now I'm doing it inside the garage because it's dark outside. I need to get this video done at some point. I want to get it done. And I also need to do some measurements stuff for the Jeep. So I was in here doing that, so I pulled my mom's car out and now we're here. Hopefully the lighting is decent. Literally the only lighting is a light behind the camera, and it's not like a studio light, it's just a garage light. These ones I have on except they make a sound, like a vibration thing, just old lights. So hopefully this video will go great with what is so far. So I'm just sitting in the garage doing this, and it's also cold outside. Okay, now without further ado, this is going to be 5 things I love about the XJ. Okay, now these are in no particular order, but starting from number 1, I'm going to talk about the wheelbase. Now the wheelbase of the XJ is, if I can fully remember right, it's shorter than a 4-door JK, longer than a 2-door YJ, longer than a TJ, a 2-door TJ, trying to think. I don't even think they make 4-door. Do they make 4-door? I don't know. Not gonna go to that point. But the wheelbase is nice. It's a longer wheelbase, but it's not a long wheelbase. It's still a short wheelbase compared to a lot of cars. It turns super sharp, but also the breakover point. I can't think of the name of that. But the breakover point is decent. Does fine. And this is only a 4.5-inch lift, so it gets the job done great. But the wheelbase allows me to walk through stuff so much easier without sitting in all 4 holes from other rigs and stuff that have been on the trail, a lot of the times at least. And so far on at least the trails here in California that I've done, only trail that this Jeep's done here is Barrett Lake. Then the other Cherokee that you've seen, the Barrett Lake video and stuff, has done the Rubicon, Hellhole Reservoir, all kinds of trails and stuff, and done great. Okay, number 2 is the price. The price of these Cherokees, they made tons of these things. And they are super cheap to go and pick up. They're always at like pick and pulls and junkyards and stuff. You need certain parts off them, whatever. And we picked up this Jeep for $500. That's it. Now at the time it didn't run great, but my dad I think put $2,000 into it, fixing up suspension, getting it running, all kinds of stuff. That kind of sounds like a lot at that point, but I mean if you bought one even like other vehicles, other Jeeps and stuff, it's a cheap price. I mean, you're still paying for these vehicles, and this thing runs great. Bulletproof engine in it, and it's got a lot of potential out of these things. These things are pretty small stock, like short to the ground wise, but when they're built up, they look great. And when you buy a cheap Jeep, even if it's not a Cherokee, even if it's like an old YJ or even a TJ or whatever you get, when you buy it cheap, then you have all this money now that you can put into building it instead of putting all that money in just owning the vehicle itself and then building it from there. Especially for me being a teenager, about to graduate high school now, that's like a big thing. Saving money whatever I can, this worked great for being able to use what money I did have on it, and I could put towards modification instead of just getting my first vehicle. And it's been great. Number 3 is the back seat. Now in a minute I'm going to take the phone and or the camera, and actually go show you the back seat. But the back seat back here, I can't see it from your angle, but it's not like hard to get into or anything, which I'll show you in a minute. But it's supposedly based on like hearsay and when you've been on the trail, the JK and people getting in between the seats or between vehicles, they say, this is I've heard a few times, that Cherokees actually have more. I'm pretty sure they're talking about leg room when they're doing this, but more room for the backseat person than a JK, which is actually interesting to me because this is an older vehicle and JKs are newer, and you'd think they'd put more time to that. But I guess in the Cherokees, since it's supposed to be a family vehicle and everything, they actually made a lot more space back here. Now, by no means does it compare to any vehicle right now. Unless like JLs are short too, I don't know in the back, but it's still small in the back. There's no doubt about that. When someone's not used to this and they get in a Jeep, especially in the back seat, they notice that it's small. I get that comment that it's short back here. But compared to a JK, apparently a JK is a lot shorter. So hopefully that's all true, because that's just what I've been told multiple times. So I'm going to take that for word, but that's how that worked. So I'll show you the back seat there. It also is super squishy back seat, like it's super comfy back there. It's not stiff or anything on the bench. There's storage under the seat. I have a CV shaft back there, and at the time I think I fit the old, it's over there now, I didn't put it in there, took it out because I didn't think I needed it, but my old steering linkages, the stock steering before I upgraded to Curry, super heavy duty steering, it's awesome, but that old one actually fit under the back seat. The whole Y linkage, just folded it down and shoved it under there, and it fit at the time, so that's been great, and still has storage under there, so it's nice. You can also fold down the back seat and make the whole back kind of like a bed, which is great, and a bed like a truck bed, and you can actually sleep back there if you wanted to, and took everything else out, and it's been great. Now number 4 goes to storage, and my dad just pulled in, so he's outside and hears truck possibly with a microphone. But the storage in here, which I'll also show you, has been amazing. I have a full spare in the back, all kinds of crap that I have, tools fully loaded, and it still has the whole top because I built the table back there, which you've probably seen before. Built the whole table thing back there, and that's been great. And there's even storage in the back seat. We fit all the gear here, didn't even have to use the roof rack. That wasn't even here on the Barrett Lake Trail. Now there is a roof rack, which is great. But everything fit inside and that was for 3 people. It was simple to fit inside, and we didn't really have it super compact. It was great and easy. 5 is the weight. Now the weight of these vehicles, stock, is only 3,000 to 4,000 pounds max. That was stock when they were short and little. That is super small. I believe when I read online that was compared to like some lightweight sport Mustang that they were making or whatever. That's what I read, something like that. That's super cheap. Without a frame, yeah, that's one of the bad things. But without a frame, it takes a lot of weight off of it. Now for slow rock climbing things, it works fine. It's not tweaking the frame, even though it does twist around rocks and stuff. It's not enough to permanently bend it too bad. I mean, if you heavy wheel and stuff, eventually it will get to that point. Obviously, you can always, by that point, the vehicle's either destroyed or you're sitting there upgrading it and you're already stiffening the frame and you're going from there. So there's a lot of things to counteract that, like stiffening the frame and putting in rock sliders like these that actually stiffen the frame. With those helps stiffen it. And Dad's opening the gate. Keep looking at him. So the weight is great. It keeps it super light. After you put all the modifications on, it still weighs down, but it's compared to a lot of other rigs, it's super light and nimble on trail, so you're not sliding as much. Okay, my dad just pulled in, so I'm gonna go ahead and probably cut the video here for now, and I'll go ahead and do the inside stuff for video editing, show you the back seat, and then I'll show you the trunk is open, which I don't know if you can see in the back. I'm gonna check. Okay, move the camera to the back so you can actually see the trunk. The trunk opens in the garage. That straight up didn't touch the garage or anything. That's how short it is. This thing fits everywhere. It's been great. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you the inside. Guys, you can kind of see the wheelbase here a little bit, but can't really tell fully against the ground, but it's got some good length. I haven't measured it. I'm sure it's online. I want to show you guys the back seat that I was talking about. Now the only part that's small is this gap right here between the door and the frame right here. I thought I knew the person driving. Between here and here. That's the only short part, and it's not hard to get in at all. It's pretty easy. The only hard part is it's high up. In fact, I think these seats actually set higher than my driver's seat, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think they do. Compared to that, I believe they set a little bit higher. So, but they're super, I push down, don't know, you probably can't tell it on there, but they're super springy and shocky. I mean, I'm sure there's old ones out there and you'll go there and it'll big crap springs in here. This thing's been taken care of pretty well for what it is, and these seats work great. I do have stuff under it too, but holds great. Those are for my friend. He wanted them, I found them. And the room here is just, it's not like knee-wise, it's not amazing, but that drop right here kind of makes up for that, and this length of the seat makes a deal too. If you sit all the way back, it's not a problem at all. Never had that as a problem for anyone except for people who have never been in Jeeps before, but the room back here is great, and it still has the electric windows. Electric windows and locks. Get a little tiny thing to put stuff in. I forgot the little handle thing, but whatever. The only part that sucks is this is 2 windows. So this one rolls down, this is just here. But honestly, I kind of like that because it's the older style of windows that, in fact, new cars still have it, but this is it's nice. It's different. Makes it interesting. Now, storage back here is great. Now, I also want to talk about storage on top. So I have this table back here. I have a couple CB antennas here too. But this whole piece folds forward and this folds up. If you take all the stuff out, actually this stuff might actually be able to stay down there. Yeah, I think you put stuff down here and do that still too. But this whole thing becomes a giant box that's just open, like a flatbed back here, and it's amazing. And then the storage back here, I mean, that's a flat table. Under here I have all my gear and stuff. When I'm fully loaded, it all fits under there. There's a spare tire under there, a 33-inch full-size KM3. I'm trying to think of everything else. Everything's back there, and it all fits in that little spot for some reason. It's great. And you still have a table up here. That side folds up, like I think I've shown in the past video. It's just been, it's amazing what storage is. The only part that sucks is the speakers kind of come down right here. And that just creates some issues when you're fitting it in, and all of a sudden you'll hit the speakers, and because they kind of come down out of the casing for the speaker. Other than that, it's been great. The storage back here is amazing. That's one thing I loved about it from the beginning, when it was even in stock and before I decided to modify it. That amount of storage I had for my mountain bike, golf stuff, I'm trying to think everything I put back here, fishing gear, all kinds of stuff. I even put two kayaks. No, I don't think I did two. I put one kayak in here that actually fit with the seat up, and it fit over that, and it stuck out the back just barely. And that was a full-size kayak. It was insane. But I will go ahead and go to the back then. And you can see the distance right here, how much room I have in the back. That's not a ton of room between the garage door and the actual back right here. Well, if it opens. Just get this open really quick. It's pretty dark here. It just misses it. So that's pretty much the max length right here. If I have to measure that, I can, but probably not going to worry about that. And low lighting, so I have to use this side of the camera on the phone, but for the low lighting, it'll have to do. Just can't really focus in here. And this is just a ratchet strap. I go around everything to lock gear down on top of the table. I think I already did a video on this, can't remember. I have gear and stuff back here, and new alarm systems will be involved soon as Best Buy has their open appointment. I can't remember what day it is, but I'll have to look it up. Okay, so this is a full-size spare. You can't see anything in this lighting. There's a full-size spare though right here. All the gear is under there. This thing has its own hinge, so that's its own side. Just antennas on top, but there's a full spare there, gear in there. It all fits within just this storage. It's awesome. And there's still the table on top, and it's flush with the back seat, and it looks nice. Everything else works great. So hopefully you guys got all the points. I'm talking from the backside microphones, and I have no clue what the audio sounds like on that part, but hopefully it is good up there. I don't know what the backside is, so hopefully it's good enough for this part of the video. If not, I'll find out editing it, and I'll flip it around every time I go to this camera. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.